Hi, today we're practicing more multi-step equation word problems, and the way we do this in class is as a team solving one and then teaching it to the class. Let's go ahead and take a look at our lesson. So first, we have an extend your thinking, fill in the blanks, so that when you solve the equation, the answer is x equals 6. There are a lot of correct ways we can fill this in, but what I like to do is just make this a 6. Make that a 6. And let's kind of see what happens from there. So now we've got this blank times 6 plus 5, and it has to equal blank times, well, 6 plus 1 is 7. So it just has to equal blank times 7. Okay? So let's see if I fill anything out. 1 times 6 plus 5. Ooh, let's do this. Let's see if I multiply something times 6 and add 5 to it, I can get a multiple of 7. So 1 times 6 plus 5 is 11. 2 times 6 is 12 plus 5 is 17. 3 times 6 is 18. 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Nope. 4 times 6 is 24 plus 5 is 29. 5 times 6 is 5 times 6 is 30 plus 5 is 35. And that is 5 times 7. So one option is we could put a 5 right here. I'm not saying that's the only option, that's just one that I was able to find. Jack spent $34 buying 3 chocolate bars and 5 bags of potato chips. Eric spent $18 buying 1 chocolate bar and 3 bags of potato chips. What is the cost of a bag of potato chips? Well, we know that, this is fantastic. Let's just do Jack. His is a total of $34. And we just know it has to be 3 times whatever the cost of chocolate bars and 5 times the cost of potato chips, right? And then there's Eric. His is $18. And his has to be 1 times the cost of chocolate bars plus 3 times the cost of potato chips. So let's just make a guess. Let's say chocolate bar is 6. If a chocolate bar is 6, 18 minus 6 is 18 minus 6 is 12. Then 3 times 4 is 12. Let's see if that works here. 3 times 6 is 18. 5 times 4 is 20. 18 plus 20 is 38. So no, not quite. That didn't quite work. So let's try, I'm sure we can erase it all. Let's try another one. How about my 34 has to equal 3 times my chocolate chips plus 5 times my potato chips. 18 has to equal my chocolate chips plus 3 times my potato chips. We tried 6, it didn't work. Let's try 5. 5, 18 minus 5, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, not divisible by 3. 5, let's try 4, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14. Let's try 4, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14. Wait, 4, 3, 18, 17, 16, 15. So we could try 3. And then this would be a 5. Let's try this one again. 3 times 3 is 9. 5 times 5 is 25. Boom, we got it. So that's what's called guess and check. We guess numbers until we figure out what it is. Chocolate bars cost $3. Potato chips cost $5. Goal, solving multi-step equations in word problems. So what we're doing is you're going to have a question, or you did, or you would have had a question that with your team you figured it out and then you present it to the class. So here's the example I gave the class. Mr. and Mrs. Freeman want to buy a new blender. Mrs. Freeman has saved $45 and Mr. Freeman has saved $20. If Mrs. Freeman is earning $10 an hour at Costa Vida and Mr. Freeman is earning $12 an hour at Burger King, after how many hours will they have saved the same amount of money? So for Mrs. Freeman, that's me, we can write the equation. I have $45 and I'm getting $10 every single hour that I work. For Mr. Freeman, that's my husband, he already has $20. And, so plus, he's getting $12 every hour that he's working. We want them to be the same, so we want them to be equal to each other. So we can subtract 10 hours on both sides of the equal sign. And now we get 45 equals 20 plus 2h. And then we just do minus 20 on both sides, and that would give us 25. And then divide by 2, that means that we work for 12 and a half hours to have the same amount of money. Then it says, how much do they have to spend on the blender? Well, I can plug in my 12 and a half here or here, it doesn't matter. And in the calculator, 45 plus 10, plus 10 times 12 and a half would give us that number. And how much do they have to spend if they combine their money? So then I would take this number plus this number to get their combined amount. Okay, so then let's go over the questions that each team had. Dan signed up for a T-Mobile Unlimited plan for $47 per month. Per month, plus a $100 sign-up fee. Tayson signed up for Verizon Unlimited Data Plan for $55 per month with no sign-up fee. After how many months will Dan and Tayson have paid the same amount? So same means equals. And how much will that be? Well, we have an M on both sides. We don't like that, so I like to choose a smaller M. That's not a rule, it's just what I like to do. Subtract on both sides, and now we get 100 equals 55 minus 47. I think that's just 8 months. Divide by divide by 8. That makes more sense. Divide by 8 on both sides, and that's whatever that is how many months. 100 divided by 8, 12 and a half months. Then to figure out how much money that is, we can choose this side, 55 times 12 and a half, or this side, 47 times 12 and a half plus 100. It should be the same thing when we solve. Okay, the next team solved these. Mr. Stewart and Mr. DeGraff and Reed went fishing. Mr. Stewart already caught 8 fish when Mr. D got to the lake. If Mr. Stewart is catching 4 fish every hour, and Mr. D is catching 6 fish every hour, after how many hours will they have caught the same amount, and how much will that be? So this is kind of his head start, so Mr. D doesn't get a head start. F on both sides, so we can subtract. And now we have 8 equals 2F, divide by 2 on both sides. And they have to fish for 4 hours to have the same amount of fish. And then we can just plug it in, 6 times 4, or 8 plus 4 times 4. Either one works. Okay, group 3. Quincy spends $20 every week on soda pop. Addie spent $30 once on soda pop for her friend and spends $5 every week on soda pop for herself. After how many weeks will Quincy and Addie have spent the same amount of money on soda pop, and how much will that be? There, that's why I put my equal sign. Subtract 5W on both sides because the 5 is the smaller letter, right? 5W is smaller than 20W. I just like to do it that way. 15W equals 30. Divide both sides by 15, and we get that it only takes 2 weeks for them to have spent the same amount of money. And we can plug in 20 times 2 or 30 plus 5 times 2 to find out how much money that is. Hunter can run 8 miles per hour. So 8 miles per hour. So 8 miles every single hour. Hunter had already run 2 miles when Stockton, who can run 10 miles per hour, started running. After how many minutes will Stockton catch up with Hunter, and how far will they have both run? Now, I say that emphasizing minutes because this was in hours. All right? So we divide by 2 on both sides. 1 hour, which is 60 minutes. And then how far have they gone? Well, we can plug in my 1 hour right here. 8 times 1 plus 2, or just 10 times 1. And that tells you how far they ran. Charlie has saved $55 and is earning $10 working at Burger King. Should be earning $10 an hour working at Burger King. Angeline has saved $20 and is earning $15 per hour working at Costa Vida. After how many hours will Charlie and Angeline have the same amount of money, and how much money will they have? I choose the smaller variable, which is a 10. That's just the way I like to do it. 15 minus 10 is 5, and then it's just a 2-step equation. Subtract 20 on both sides. 55, 45, 35 equals 5H. Divide by 5, and it took them 7 hours to earn the same amount of money, and then we could plug it in. 20 plus 15 times 7, or 55 plus 10 times 7. Either one. Okay, our last one. Zach King has 100,000 million, 115 million followers, and is gaining, okay, this is going to be quite the equation. 1, 2, 3, and is gaining 500,000 followers every month. Taylor Swift has 280,400,000 followers and is gaining 25,000 followers every month. After how many months will they have the same amount of followers? Round to the nearest whole month. So we are going to take the smaller months, the smaller amount of followers per month, and subtract that on both sides. 1, 2, 3. It's just a lot of zeros, right? And now we have 115 million. 1, 2, 3 plus 475,000 followers every month equals 280,400,000. And then we subtract 115 million on both sides of the equal sign, so 280,400,000, 1, 2, 3, minus 115, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then divide by 475,000. And round to the nearest month, that's going to be 348 months. That's how long that it's going to take them. Whew. Then our exit ticket ended with a similar type of problem. We have $30 a month plus $1 per gigabyte, and it has to be equal to $20 a month plus $5 per gigabyte. After how many gigabytes of data would the two companies be the same? Subtract G on both sides. We get 30 equals 20 plus 4G. Subtract 20 on both sides. We get 10 equals 4G. Divide by 4, and it's like 2.25, I think, or something like that. Something like that. And what is the cost? We just plug that back in right here. 20 plus 5 times 2.25, or 30 plus 1 times 2.25. If 2.25 is even the right number. Oh, it's just 2.5. There we go. So times 2.5. Cool. Extend your thinking. Write a word problem that could be represented by this equation. I like money. It just seems easy. I have $20 and I'm earning $2 every time I do a chore. Well, my sister is in debt $3, but she earns, in debt $5, but she earns $3 every time she does a chore. How many chores do we both have to do till we earn the same amount of money? There's an example of a word problem we could use when we have an equation like this. That was some word problems about solving multi-step equations. You got this. Have a good day.